Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cox Connections. Brad Grundmeyer, Director of Public Government Affairs for Cox Louisiana. Thank you so much for tuning into our show. In this segment, we'll be talking to a great initiative started by the PGA Tour to recognize the amazing dedication of our brave men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces. Happy to be joined to talk about a great event that's coming up on November the 12th. Happy to be joined by Luke Farabaugh, who is the PGA, works at the TPC as the General Manager. Thank you so much, Luke, for coming by, as well as Steve Sawyer. Of course, everybody knows Steve, Vice President of Public Affairs for Cox Louisiana. Thank you both for coming by today.
Thanks, Brad.
Now, we were talking a little bit beforehand, Luke, about the history of the Birdies for the Brave. It's a great event that's taking place at the TPC on November the 12th, but it's been at the TPC since you guys opened, or at least a little bit afterwards.
Correct.
Right?
It's a PGA Tour initiative, the Birdies for the Brave event. So all the TPCs around the country host one of these events once a year. And it's a great way for our organization as well as local golfers to get involved and to support the military personnel and their families.
Well, it's been going on at the TPC for that time, but as far as its involvement nationally, how long has it been around?
Since 2005 is when it kicked off. So it's a relatively a new initiative, but since the initiative kicked off, it's raised roughly about $6.5 million nationally for these 8 great military home front charities.
And these groups, of course, are those groups that actually then support the men and women in the military, regardless of certain services that they provide, correct?
Correct. You know, they're Homes for Our Troops, Navy Warrior Foundation, and what they're doing is it's anywhere from adapting homes for military personnel that are wounded in war, making door frames wider, bathrooms more accessible, to providing educational resources to their families, and it's a great way. There's a lot of PGA Tour players behind it, supporting each charity, and our local PGA Tour player, Kelly Gibson, is actually our title sponsor of the event, so we're excited to have the Kelly Gibson Foundation on board this year.
Awesome. Steve, we've been a part of this, I know, really since its inception. Obviously, among the numerous charities that we support, this one really speaks from the heart.
Well, Brad, I'll tell you, it's a pleasure for us to work with Luke. If you haven't had a chance to go play the TPC, I would encourage everybody, first of all, to get out there and play one of the best golf courses in the state of Louisiana, and that's a tribute to what Luke and his staff do out there. And you know, a lot of the things I love about the TPC is the way Luke gets involved in events like this. It supports the military. It's probably one of the most emotional events you get involved in because Luke, they have everybody from all branches of the service out there on all the holes. And Brad, what's so surprising is, to me, the first time we went out there, you have all these members of the military, and they're thanking us for doing the tournament. And we're like, oh no, we thank you for what you do. I got to tell you, it's probably one of the most, it's a golf tournament. It's a lot of fun, a lot of credit again to Luke and his team for what they do. But if you want to come out and have a great day of golf and support an extremely worthy cause and just say thank you, I guarantee you what you get in return for this, you'll go home thinking this is one of the best events. I told Luke after the first time we did it, you've got Cox for as long as you need us. It's just an absolute, the first year we did it, I think Luke convinced us, we all went in and bought a house for somebody.
You sure did, I recall that.
Yeah.
I think you came to the office and said they'd bought a house.
We bought a house.
Well, what? But I think it speaks volume. We do a lot of stuff with kids, we do a lot of stuff with nonprofits, Steve, but where there's a golf tournament that many that we do support, that when you do something that you have a great takeaway by knowing that you've made such a big difference is really what's most important.
It's just phenomenal. And again, I encourage everybody to come out. It's not only a great day at a great golf course, but it's just one of those events that when you leave that afternoon, you really know you've done something that's not only meant a lot to you, but to our service people. Because I don't know, Luke, you've got military equipment out there. You've got, there's a member of the military on every hole. It's just absolutely incredible. I can't describe it. It's once in a lifetime
And
event.
I think there's a good transition. Luke, what can people expect? Steve was kind of hitting on a few of those points, but I know y'all go way out to make this a success, but more so to Steve's point, recognizing these amazing men and women who really are out there, whether they're coming back from service, possibly their lives have changed. The money raised, of course, support that. You guys go out of your way to make it a great event for the participants, but more so recognizing that those are served.
Yeah, we have a lot of military, active military personnel that are in the area come out and in their camouflage, and they're also a big static display with Humvees out there, and we normally get the CBs out there supporting us. But we also do a long drive competition where you wear all the active armor, piercing, protective stuff. So it's really, you know, you're weighted down wearing the helmet. And to see golfers try to take a swing with that, it's pretty fun. But you know, it's a great way. Again, there are a lot of military personnel out there, and it's as Steve mentioned earlier, you know, a lot of the golfers are out there thanking them for their support, and they're, you know, they're more appreciative than we are, and they're you know, supporting our heroes is a great way to give back.
And the nice part about it, as we were talking earlier, the PGA Tour has been doing this, and this really is a fundraising event at TPCs throughout the country, correct?
Correct. Yeah. All TPCs, all 19 of the TPCs are doing an event like this at their properties sometime throughout the year. We do ours Veterans Day, which is November 12th. But collectively, we'll raise about $1.5 million this year, and since inception, we've done about $6.5 million.
And it's Birdies for the Braves golf tournament, November 12th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Is that correct on the times? Yeah. Or
well,
actually,
it's a shotgun for 11 a.m.
Shotgun for 11 a.m. But you guys will be obviously registering people and doing all that. They probably have to throw you out, or you're the general manager. You have to throw everybody else out.
Throw me out.
It's throw Steve out at the TPC Louisiana at 11001 La Palco Boulevard. And of course, more information you can go to tpclouisiana.com for more information, everything about the tournament. We were talking about some of the players. I know Phil Mickelson and all those guys are those players that we see when we watch golf and hear about in the golfing community that are really stepped up to support this program.
Yeah, most of those players are very involved with these organizations, and a lot of the premier players like the Phil Mickelsons, the Frank Licklighters, the Nick Watneys, they have adopted specific charities. One of these 8 charities, a lot of tour players behind one of them.
And it's great too, because, you know, obviously they're professional players, they're raising money, but I know that their heart is in this type of program, because a lot of those that support them are watching golf overseas or big supporters of golf, and to have their heroes, their players return that favor by thanking them for their service just speaks volumes.
Yeah, like most of us, you know, normal citizens, we have a family member or a father or a parent that served in the military, and a lot of these players have had parents they were raised in military families, so that it's dear to their heart.
Well, Steve, it's going to be a good event.
I just want to give a lot of thanks to Kelly, because Kelly Gibson, who is a Cox ambassador and does a lot of work with us for a lot of the charities we get involved with. Kelly spends the whole day out there doing the Beat the Pro contest, and you know, his heart is real. He loves giving back, but his heart really is in the military. So he is not a founding member, but puts a lot behind this event too. So I just want to thank him for all he does for this event as well.
Well, Luke, Steve, let's remind everybody again how you can get involved. Again, it's the TPC Louisiana Birdies for the Brave golf tournament, November 12th. 11 a.m. is the shotgun start, all the way to 7 p.m. with a lot of great events after your round of golf, awards program, etc. It's at the TPC Louisiana there on La Palco Boulevard on the West Bank. For more information, go to tpclouisiana.com. And I thank you, Luke, for all of your effort and your staff at TPC for the great work you're doing.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing this, Steve.
Thank you, Brad.
My friend. Good seeing you, buddy. All right, everybody, that wraps up this segment of Cox Connections. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.